Hi guys, Aiden here, back out in the boat on the lift for episode 1 of my fishing series. Now episode, or not really, just my first video was just a boat tour of to show you guys the boat that we're gonna be running this year out on the water. And it's a Ranger 1850 Regatta Series LS. We got a 175 Merc on the back. And we're going to be doing some walleye fishing, some bass fishing, and maybe even some crappie and some bluegill, and some other sunfish fishing. So, and maybe even some northern with some suckers or trolling for northern. So, this is going to be my cameraman right here, Isaiah. Say hi.
Hola.
He is not from Hawaii, even though he said hola.
Hola is from Mexico. Aloha is from
Okay.
Hawaii.
Okay, but, well, he's not from Mexico or Hawaii.
Eh.
And he's going to be my cameraman. He's going to be behind the camera while I am in front of the camera showing you everything. Or sometimes we might switch it up. Sometimes I might be behind the camera. He might be doing that. Or sometimes we both may be in front of the camera and somebody else may be behind the camera. Or we could be filming somebody else and we'll both be behind the camera. You never know. Okay, well, let's hand this over to him and we'll get started. Now, we started filming before this, but I had to delete a couple things because our storage, it was running low, so it didn't really save. So we're going to try this again. So now today is all about tackle storage and about doing all this.
Are you okay?
That is just my uncle wondering what we're doing. Alright, let's get back to this. So this is my tackle thing. Get him out of here. We got all of my soft plastics right here and all of my tackle. Okay, this is all my tackle. Now, I got all of these things labeled. Alright, so this one is frogs, topwater, and worms. Okay. Okay. This one is just random lures I haven't labeled yet because I just filled this one up the other day. I need to label that. And then this one is all my jigs, and I got some chatterbaits in there. So, in this one I have just some Rapalas that are still in the boxes that I didn't have room for in my tackle box. I got a first aid kit, I got some crappie nibbles, and I got some trout nibbles too, and I got a stringer in there. And I got my mystery tackle box, which I haven't really put anything in. And I got my spinner box. And there's 18 total that I have in this boat. There's 15 in here. There's 3 that is in the rod box that I keep in there that I won't use too much, but I'll still get into them. Now, today we were fishing out on our kayaks. And I didn't really want to film because I didn't want to drop the camera in the water. And we were fishing with the spinning rod with some mono on it, cast about 100 yards with it. We got a leader on it, and we got this weighted weighted weedless hook that we have on here. Okay. It's a 5/8 ounce weight, so it's pretty good. It's the biggest one that I got. Okay, and we had this green Gary Yamato, I don't know how to pronounce that actually. I haven't pronounced it in a while. Worm on here. Now this one's beat up. This is not the one that I used. The other one it got eaten by fish. Now we caught one good sized bass, probably 14, 15. We had 2 bites, but the first one I didn't really know, but whatever it was, it bit onto the end and it didn't hold on there. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how we put this on here. Now I put it on from the end with these weighted ones, but without the weighted ones, I like to put them on from the center. But then if this side gets all beaten up, we can put it on from the end, which is what we're gonna do. Now it might be a little bit harder. It's a little bit skinnier, but it'll still catch you those nice bass. So yeah. All right, so let's get this on here. Whoops. Alright, so we're gonna come through right there. And you see this little spring on here, and what that little spring does, now if you push it up all the way there, that little spring, if there's a fish going on that will spring up so that this thing, so it'll crunch this all up so that this thing will stay on if there's that fish on there. Now this kind of like makes it go when this thing comes off, this the weed, this part of it, you know. Now that'll make that spring launch so that this will stay on there if that fish doesn't bite onto that hook, or I mean if the fish does bite onto the hook. But yeah. Okay, so and then earlier we were down by these, or not earlier, the other day we were down by the lily pads, and Isaiah was not there, but I was there, and I was not filming. But we were down by the lily pads, okay? We were frogging, we were frogging, and we were top water like skitter prop, by the lily pads down there. So that's what we were doing. We didn't really catch anything. We had a good time though. It was really hot. Not as hot today. Today's like 94 out. I had to go. We had to go jump in the lake because it was so hot under here when we were coming down here to film. So we had to go jump in the lake, cool ourselves off. That's why it looked like I just took a shower. Yeah, we're gonna wait till that jet ski goes by. So now that that's by, I'm gonna show you now with the rod that I was throwing with this thing, with this worm here. It's an Abu Garcia 6-foot medium action. I like, or medium, not medium action. Medium 6. I got 10-pound mono spider wire mono. Now this is a special kind of mono. It's like a braided mono, but instead of like 4 or 3 to 3+ braid like a regular braid, it's only got 2 strands, which makes it a lot more. Now this one's meant for casting, you know, more than a regular mono, which would be kind of for strength and casting, which is what we have on here. But this one's just all casting, and that's what I like about this one. I can cast this about 100 yards. If it's windy, I can cast about 100 and maybe 30. It's 2-bearing rod, alright? It's an Ike Never Give Up Abu Garcia. I love this rod. I've always liked Abu Garcia ever since I saw Ike in the Elite series using Abu Garcia, and I like the look of it, and I like the feel of it. I love Abu Garcia. Now this is not Abu Garcia right here. This is Isaiah's baitcaster. It's a Rhino. It's pretty nice. It is a 6-foot medium action. It's good for it is good flipping. I like that. It's nice and easy to flip with. Except it might be a little bit short, but I like going short with me because we're not tall like the big guy. So when you're going down like with it like this, you know, it's a lot easier with that smaller rod because we're not as tall. So it makes it a whole lot easier, even though it might not seem like it's easier because it's a short rod. Another thing that I like to throw when we're down by the lily pads, I know, folks, everybody thinks that you should flip and pitch with a with a bait caster, but I like flipping and pitching with the spinning rod. It makes it a whole lot easier, less tangles, and gets you out there more. Now this is it's a 6-1 rod, okay. This is an older rod, so it's not Abbott Garcia. I just got it with Abbott Garcia. And what I like, now it looks like a jig to you, but it is actually not a jig. I got braided line on here. It is actually, it's a regular weedless hook. I got my Berkeley Chicken Chunk trailer on the back. And then I have all these skirts that I put on here. And then I will put a good sized bead on there. And then I have my tungsten cone weights that I put on here. Now this is nice for flipping. Because this weight, when this weight comes up, it makes it a lot easier to go from this side. It's a lot easier than flipping a jig. I like this, and it's weedless too, unlike some jigs. They say that those jigs are weedless, but we all know they're not. So that's why I like using these weedless hooks. There. Now, you could probably go to the bait store and get all these supplies for probably around $12, which is not too bad for all this. For that bead, that tungsten weight, that weedless hook, the pack of trailer, because you don't really get one trailer, you get a pack. And then there's the skirts, which is not too hard to find. Yeah, so probably about 12 pounds, or 12 pounds, $12. Now, we were also, now what I like these, now here's my big Abbott Garcia bait caster. This is a 7-foot, medium heavy. Alright, now I like this with crankbaits. I love these Rapala DTs that they came out with a couple years ago. I love them for bass fishing. They catch tons of bass. Actually, I've caught a bunch of northern. I had northern on a month ago on that. Yeah, a month ago. On the Ike's demon wrap. All right, now this was on the same one. It had 20-pound test, or 20-pound braided line test. And it broke my line on that 20-pound braided, which that means it must have been a pretty big fish, if you ask me. Pretty big. I'm pretty sure it was probably northern. Could have been a smallie because it was in a lot of shallow, rocky area. So it could have been that. It could have been a really big smallie, like a huge smallie, or it could have been a really big northern. Because you know smallies, they fight really, really hard for how big they are. I like it for smallies. We might do some smallies too. And I think that's gonna be a wrap for today, you guys. So I'll catch you guys out later for our next episode, episode 2 tomorrow. See you guys later.